Hello everybody, one more time. My name is Alex Centeno with Mercados Interactive Partners, located in the Research Triangle area in North Carolina, and our focus is to help businesses of all sizes make more money through the use of strategic website design, custom digital media development, and web marketing. For more information, you can contact us at 888-525-8117 or visit us on the web at mercados.com. Today we're going to be talking about the importance of manipulating and modifying our images professionally in 32 bits as opposed to doing so in 8 bits. Most images that you're going to encounter as a digital media artist are going to be given to you from a professional photographer in 8 bits. And I'm not going to go into details about explaining what 8-bit means and the different channels and whatnot. There's plenty of resources out there. I'm just going to talk today about the importance of actually working in 32-bit as opposed to working directly in 8-bit as the image is given to you. So let's take a look. So here I have the image from Stock Exchange. I want to thank them for that, sxc.hu, and basically it's just a landscape. And what I'm going to be doing here, let me actually bring my channels so you can see them here as well while I'm working. So I have my channels here, I have my histograms here, and this is my original image. So what I'm going to do is just a simple test. I am going to bring my levels pane up, and I'm gonna change my midpoint or my gray point to 0.10, 0.10. As you can see, that of course is going to make our image really dark, and I'm gonna hit OK. Now you can see how the histograms are actually looking in every channel. Next thing that I'm going to do is just try to bring it back, and I'm going to do so by bringing the midpoint back to 6. So I'm just going to enter it there, 6, right over there, and hit OK. As you can see, let me just go refresh my histograms. There's lots of holes here, and you can see the banding here. So there's posterizing from level to level, as you can see, especially evident in the sky here at the top. Let me go ahead and save this as my 8-bit image. I'm gonna leave the color profile and save it as a JPEG with maximum quality progressive. Hit OK. Now let's go ahead and close this image and go back and open our original image and do the same, except this time we're going to change the mode to 32 bits per channel before we actually do those modifications. So the first thing is we're going to move this to 0.10. There it is, and so our image really becomes very dark, just as before. And I'm going to bring it back, levels, and this time I'm going to set this to 6 and hit OK. And as you can see already, well, actually, let me go ahead and finish up. So I'm going to go back to 8 bits per channel, and also it allows me to do HDR toning because I'm going from 32-bit to 8-bit. So I could do this by local adaptation, which is going to make our image look fantastic already. But just to be fair, I'm just going to keep it at exposure and gamma so that I can keep the exposure at 0, gamma 1, hit OK. And let's refresh our histograms. Alright, let's go ahead and save this one and leave everything the same as the one before. Except, of course, let's go ahead and give it this 32-bit name. Save, maximum progressive, hit OK. Alright, and now let's go ahead and close this one, open 32 and 8-bit images at the same time, and compare them. So if you can see here, let me go ahead and close my tools here. I'm gonna keep my histograms here at the right, and I'm gonna close my channels for now. So if you can see the difference in this image, this is the 32 image, this is the 8-bit image. As you can see here, all levels are really preserved, although I did exactly the same destructive edit in both of those images. And as you can see in the first image here, you can see a healthier histogram as a whole. You know, you have like all different levels in different colors, and if I actually click here and refresh it, this is the 8-bit. You can see all these holes here and very little information, and also in each one of the channels you can see very little information with lots of holes. Of course, this is not a healthy histogram, and so if you were to actually take a look at these images, not in the screencast, but if you were to print these images, of course you would be left with a very bad result in this case and not so bad in this case. And I mean, that tells you that automatically you can see that this method is a much better method. So what is the purpose of even explaining this? Well, the thing is, when you're doing professional work, you want to take care of the small details instead of just like doing things because you've learned how to do them and you know the technique. In other words, you want to make sure that you're doing the techniques as best as you can so that the outcome of the image is as best as possible. And that's what makes the difference between an amateur and a professional digital media designer. So things like this, when you're editing in 32-bit, of course, not all editing can be done in 32-bit because like not all tools are available for you in Photoshop at 32-bit. But you can do, for example, the color correction and white balance in 32-bit and then move to 16-bit, do the rest of the stuff in 16-bit, and then finally compress to 8-bit, and then just in the last step export that image. So I hope that this example has been first of all valuable, so you can see that indeed it has a difference. It makes an effect on your images. Of course, in your personal images and projects, for example, in an advertising agency, you'll never see a situation where you're going to have to change the midpoint of an image like we have done here so drastically. So you're never going to see probably an example like the one we took a look today. But the reason for taking such extreme measure is to actually show and expose that indeed has an effect on each one of the pixels and the levels of your image. And so when you're correcting white balances in a regular way, when you're destroying your images by modifying contrast, by modifying colors, by removing color casts and things of that nature, you're destroying your image, your original image, and so you want to do that in the best possible way so that you preserve as much information as possible. So again, my name is Alex Centeno with Mercados Interactive Partners, and thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.